What's up, Nels?
What's up, Joey? What's going?
Yeah.
You guys ready? You ready to? Yep. You ready? Take your time. Let me know when you're ready. You ready? Hey, guys. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, let's 5:31 p.m. Monday, June 8th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Vera, can you give us proof of the due notice of the meeting?
Yes, the meeting was noticed properly.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I'd like to establish a quorum. So we have the Zoom people here. David, are you there on Zoom? David Bryant, secretary?
I'm here.
Excellent. How are you, David?
Good, man.
Good,
How
good
are
to
you?
hear. Do we have Joey DePasquale, president?
Yes, I just heard him. Where's Joey? Joey, try to unmute yourself.
He's hitting every fucking button. He's hitting every fucking button right now. Okay.
I mean, I heard him. I literally heard him just like that. I don't see his name here.
Okay, how about, we'll come back to Joey. How about Nelson? Do we have Nelson Leal, vice president?
I'm here.
Hello, Nelson.
How are you, dear friend?
Excellent. All right. So you want to try to
Let me
call?
call Joey. And
Okay.
Hey, we can't see you on the Zoom
Or hear you.
or hear you. Listen, I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone on my phone, okay? Okay, so you're on speaker now, okay? So.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's dangerous.
Everybody in the can hear you now.
Okay, Joey, you didn't hear us. We called the meeting to order. We're establishing a quorum. Are you here? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so we've established a quorum. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Vera to go with the agenda. And quickly, there's going to be two meetings, guys. There'll be two meetings. We're going to do this one, and then there's a special board meeting after that. Okay, but it's not going to be a long meeting. Thank you all for showing up. Go ahead.
All right, guys. So the first vote was for some exterior modifications. One was to repaint the condominium. Two was to remove the existing stone on the facade. And three was to renovate the landscaping and do tree removal. Since then, we realized that landscaping and tree removal was actually already voted on in 2019 and passed. It was just never executed. So we're going to be doing that as part of the current special assessment. And then as far as the repainting the condominium and removing the stone, we did not get enough votes. We needed 120. How many did we have?
We have 91.
91. But that's when, we really considered that job a beautification job. Since then, we've done some more work on the facade of the building. As you know, we redid the entranceways to each building because we had to prep it for the new signs. And the contractor we used noticed a ton of repairs that were needed in the concrete. We have a lot of cracks and a lot of leakage. And actually, he also found that a lot of the stones were loose and falling off the building. And since then, the board is no longer considering that project a beautification project. It's really part of repair and maintenance. And it's really a safety issue at this point. So we won't be moving forward with that project right now. It is not a part of the current special assessment, but it is something that the board is going to be doing in the future, probably in 2027, okay? Then I'm going to move on to number 5, which is the vote regarding the amendment to the bylaws. We voted on 2 different amendments. One was so that to make it, if you were delinquent within 5 years, you're not allowed to sit on the board. And number 2 was an amendment that seeks to remove the previous restriction limiting directors from serving for 6 years. So they can serve for longer than that with no limitation. Since then, we needed 96 votes to get it passed. And how many did we get?
99 votes.
99 votes. So the residents voted to make these 2 amendments and it will pass. Okay?
Excellent. Okay. So with that,
You said great.
Okay, with that, I'm going to adjourn this first meeting. Okay, and what I'd like to do is call to order the second part of the meeting, which is the agenda for the special board meeting. I'd like to call that to order. It's 5:36, Monday, June 8th, 2026. Vera, do we have proof of notice on the second meeting?
Yep, Hector will pull it up now. It was noticed properly.
Okay, excellent. All right, I'd like to once again establish a quorum. So Joey, are you present here, President?
Yes, I am.
Okay, David Bryan, are you present?
Present.
Okay, Nelson, are you present?
Yes, I do. Yes, I am.
Excellent, okay.
Okay,
We're not
perfect.
getting married, don't say I do.
No, I was just going to say that, but I say no, don't say that.
Okay, with that, we've established a quorum. I'll turn it back over to Vera again and
I'd
talk
like,
about the same things.
yeah, I'd like to make a motion actually to amend the agenda and add an item to approve the meeting minutes from May 26th meeting. What a motion. Right?
Absolutely, I'll make a motion to ratify the minutes from the previous meeting. You want to do a quorum for everything?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Joe.
Nelson
I
Nelson?
am. Yes.
and
Aye.
David.
Aye.
Okay, excellent, okay.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 4. This is regarding the vote for the exterior modifications. We already spoke about that. We are moving forward with landscaping and tree removal because it was voted on in 2019 and passed. And we will also be moving forward with the facade renovation, but not right now. We'll be doing it in the future, probably 2027. It's no longer considered beautification. It is a repair and maintenance job and a safety hazard. Moving on to number 5, the vote regarding the bylaws to the amendments. It was passed by the membership with 96 votes. And now the board will vote on it.
Excellent, okay. So Joey, I'd like to make a motion. Joey, do I have a second?
Absolutely, you got a second.
Okay.
To pass the bylaw amendment.
Nelson, do I have a
Yes.
second?
Yes, you do.
Yes. David?
Aye.
Okay,
Wonderful.
so looks like we have all the board members on board. So we will be moving forward with the bylaw amendments. And
That's it. With that, we're going to adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much for showing up. It'll be a short meeting. We're very focused. Actually, you know what? We'll open it up to some questions at the end. But let me officially adjourn the meeting. Are we good? Is everybody good?
Yeah.
We're in adjournment? Okay, awesome. All right. Meeting adjourned. Go ahead.
So, where is Steve Whittaker? So, 3 concerns or comments. Save money for the building. One is there's several water companies out there that can take every unit in the building and break down water meters. It's not very expensive. Why? People who are here part-time, Joey, others, who are seasonal, or the HOA pays the water bill, correct? Correct. This water company can dissect every unit at a minimal cost, where everybody gets an individual water bill. That being said, people who are not here full-time, this doesn't affect me, I'm considered full-time. People who are part-time are subsidizing full-time residents, right? You break it down. If I'm here 1 month out of the year, I'm using this much water. I'm not talking about the common areas, I'm talking about everybody else's units. People should be paying for their own water, it should not be coming out of the HOA. What do we pay quarterly on water bills? Approximately
30,000.
30,000, so 10,000 a month. How much of it do you think is common area versus we did
No, like 30,000 a month.
30,000 a month?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that if we can give individual bills, right, to the unit.
I don't want to cut you off, but the declaration of condominium, our bylaws state that the HOA pays the water bill. It's part of your HOA fee. So we would have to amend,
Okay,
we would have to amend the declaration of condominium to change that, so everybody pays their individual water bill in order to do what you're suggesting,
but I think.
which I gotta tell you is probably not gonna happen, but I understand.
I'm looking at.
I
HOAs,
understand.
but our HOAs are way too much for this condition of the building in age. Two, I'm telling you, next year, what should be a priority is hurricane impact windows. Not through an assessment, through a bank loan, individual unit per unit owner. If you guys, because there are some unit owners that don't want to pay their bills for whatever reason, deal with the bank, not us. Two, the city of Hallandale Beach gives up almost $2,500 per year in credits. So we get a price estimate for the entire building, wholesale pricing. Full-time residents can get a $2,500
Let me address
credit.
that.
So which is huge, right? Not the part-timers. But even with that being said, what do we pay a year in building insurance for the storm?
Well, it just
Million a
went
year?
down, yeah.
No, right.
Well, it was
Under
one,
a million.
can I answer? Yeah, 1.1 million prior to us renegotiating. Now we're about 850,000 for the year.
So,
Specifically, what's predicated for the flood insurance or the hurricane? I don't know that exact number.
can you,
But-
at your convenience, tell me your business, do your job, call up our broker and say, hey, if all the units get impact windows, what's the savings again? I mean, me and Joey had this conversation in the past. Maybe it's 20-25%. Let's just say it's $250,000 a year. That's $100 per month per unit for a life that can be reduced, right? Because the premiums just went down. With that being said, there will be a fixed cost to the individual unit owners, maybe 3 years.
Okay,
And that's
so,
it here.
yeah, that's an excellent point. It's on our agenda to bring up next year in 2027.
That's
We're
right.
going to give the entire community the information regarding the grants from the city of Hallandale Beach. I've also spoke to a couple of banks that might be interested in financing each individual unit owner. But at the end of the day, to be clear, you can't force somebody to do it, but we can offer it to the community, and we are gonna definitely do that in 2027. You can't force somebody to put hurricane windows in their unit if they don't want to. So,
I mean,
so,
you could force.
but we're gonna bring it up next year. We're gonna bring it up next year.
Because, I mean, everybody bitches about HOAs, but if it saves everybody $100 a month minimum, because the insurance just went down by $250,000, it's an investment. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Third thing is, these lobbies look like shit. This is Home Depot garbage, what was on sale, and this is minimal. We all know that. For the right contractors, we all know there's no asbestos in these walls or in the ceilings. They just did my unit. I'm assuming it's the same down here. If somebody, the contractor tells me each of these lobbies is more than $10,000 for flooring, painting, I mean, this shit you see at these cheap hotels or at a strip club for $1 lap dance. I'm being sarcastic here. But this is disgusting. The popcorn ceiling is disgusting. The LED light, this is 1980s retro. Okay, and I know people don't want to spend money, but for a minimal amount of money, these lobbies can look solid.
Well, listen, we're on board with you. We're on board with the beautification.
Just because people
Yeah.
don't bring it up. I'm just telling you what will save us money, what will enhance value. Because I've been here, 2 years owner? We are down over 20-something percent, 25% in valuations for appraisal in this building. Just part of the market, part of interest rates, and part of the bullshit here.
A part of it is the neglect over the years into what the
And I'm not
condition of the
making you
building
this.
is.
I'm gonna
Absolutely,
say this out loud in
absolutely.
front of people. Prior boards have done a great job, but certain things, most boards have done total shit or steal the money. What's the latest? No, let's be honest.
Nobody stole money. No, listen, don't say things like that. Nobody
I'm
stole
saying,
money.
you know what?
We did an
That
extensive
is-
audit. Listen to
We
me. We did an extensive audit. I'm going on the record. Nobody stole money, period.
Okay, let's move on.
Monies were maybe misappropriated,
Thank you.
okay, but not stolen.
Okay,
So they're
okay,
two
good.
very different things, okay? Let to be clear on the record.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Where are we with the fines for the city as far as renegotiating the dollar amount that's owed? To be more realistic, getting that off the balance sheet.
We're just under $1 million in fines, and all of the things that Vera just described in the previous 2026 special assessment meeting, Okay, all of those are closing out all of these permits and stopping the violations. So once we complete this work, our goal is 2027, we're gonna go into the city, clean bill of health. We passed our 50-year certification. 40 and 50 passed. We've done a lot of work in a year. A lot of work has happened here in a year. And I know you brought up the lobby, but there's, you can't do everything at once.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so that being said, we plan in 2027, once we have our house in order,
Sure.
we're going to the city and we're gonna negotiate that down and make a payment for it and make it go away. I hear all kinds of things. I hear 25% of the total amount. I hear 50, I hear they could still hit you with the whole thing, but we have a very good case with them right now. We built a good relationship with the city in the past year because of all the work that we're doing and we're closing out the permits. They see that we're making now a new management company, a new board. We're making strides to getting the building up to snuff. And I think they're gonna really say, okay, we're gonna work with you on the funds. And that's 2027 as well.
Yes, point of contention that after the bill is gonna probably disagree with it about. Value sucked in this building just for a lot of reasons. Nobody point fingers. We need, in my opinion, to do rentals in the building, 1 year only, no Airbnb, strict guidelines, credit check, criminal background check and all that. Those of you who live in the building for years, that you don't want it, you're living in a bubble in the past. Don't tell me it's gonna be Section 8. It will be Section 8 if you move in Section 8. That's not what I'm talking about. Sunny Isles and Golden Beach are right there. 5, 10, $20 million units do rentals. My point is, the buildings will become more attractive. Some of you don't want to see other people because you like going in your little units in your shell, not spending any money and not seeing people. Guess what? It's a new day and age. We need to get the values up because we should have the chance to vote on it. You may not like it, I know Joe.
No.
You don't say it's either or.
I'm gonna respond to your statement, but continue on, please,
No.
finish.
Just because the valuations will go up if the building, what you're doing looks better. Some people don't want to paint the building. Whoever painted the building gray in the past is either colorblind or retarded, in my opinion.
At least it doesn't look like a 400 building.
We live in Florida.
Did you see their paint?
Yeah, no, I'm saying it should be.
Horrific.
It should be beige and white or just color. My point is, with aesthetics and cosmetics to what you're doing.
Nope. You might have to go around the back, because this place is closed there. I mean, you can walk through the end here.
Yeah, come, you can walk through here, guys. Come over here and you could cut right through here. There's a door there and it'll take you to the back of the pool. We have a board meeting going on. No worries. Okay, so
The point is, some people don't like it, I understand that, because they come here, look, when I first moved here in Aventura 26 years ago, I was 1 of 3 people on my floor out of 25 units per floor. So again, I go dump the garbage on my underwear, didn't have to worry about running into anybody. And that's a different story, right? My point is, if it enhances valuation, if management companies do it the right way, if you let the right people in, it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, so let me address that. This has come up in the past. Personally, I'm not against it, but this is the bottom line. The declaration of condominium, our bylaws, there's no rentals. Okay, so once again, we would have to vote on changing the declaration of condominium bylaws to allow rentals. That's the first step. If we were gonna do that, that would have to be a vote with the entire community, okay? Vote for the entire community. Now, having said that, the reason we can't even think about that right now is because we've only been on the board for a year, 1 year now, February just passed. We need to get our house in order.
Agreed.
There is too much, there were people in here, squatters and people renting and it just, there was no cameras, there was no security for the doors, there was no parking. So once which by the way, we've made strides towards that as well, right? So once we have our house in order and we have security, very on lockdown, and we could say, feasibly, if the community wanted to have rentals, let's put it up for a vote. Then at that point, we could do it comfortably knowing we have all of these other things in order.
Because I think overall, the building's undervalued.
Oh, a lot, yeah. I think it's a great value to buy it.
What's left on the home?
Yeah, under $1 million at the Bank Popular loan, under $1 million. It's got another 3 years, 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Keep HOA, get it down to other means. If you lower the insurance, that savings of $20,000 a month.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Apply towards that loan, so So people who are always complaining about high HOAs and assessments, that shit disappears sooner than later. So I mean, people are not thinking long-term, everybody's short-sighted with short-hand. Some people may not have the money, I understand that, I'm not trying to be mean about that, but what you're doing in another year or two of this building can be, we're at the right.
Oh, yeah, we're on track. When we finish all of the 2026 projects, you're not gonna recognize the place. And going into 2027, if people wanna change the bylaws, I'm okay with that. Let's have a vote with the community. That's it, if that's what the community wants, but keep in mind, the declaration of condominium says no rentals, and people bought here under the premise that there are no rentals. So you have to respect that as well, yes.
Why they don't need just the community hall? It's simple. It's just him and myself, two people, that's fine. No rental, but what about 95% of this?
Well, we have to put it on an agenda, make a decision, and then put it out to the community as a first step. That would be the first step, okay? If the community would want the rentals, okay, then we would get that, we would get the votes in, and then we would have to make an amendment to the existing bylaws to allow that. So again, we're nowhere near that point. Maybe next year, when we have everything straightened out over here, if that is an important part to the community, that is something important to the community that you want to put up for a vote, we could certainly talk about that.
That is important to the community. Why these people let the community decide and then you fix the problem after how we're gonna do it? Because you are taking a decision if we are gonna vote or not.
No, let's be clear, back it up, what? You're making a misstatement. The declaration of condominium does not allow rentals. Period. End of story. I bought my unit here 3 years ago. No rentals here. I didn't want rentals. Okay, so that's the law. So, okay, so in order to change that, we would have to have a vote for the entire community. And if the majority of the community wanted it, then we can make an amendment to the bylaws and allow rentals. Having said that, we can't even think about that this year in 2026. It's not even something we can even entertain. Okay, all right. We can put it out to the community for a vote when the time is right, when the building is all up to par in compliance. If this is something that the community wants, I don't have an issue. Let's put it up for a vote. That's all. Put it up for a vote. And if the majority of the community wants it, okay, then we can amend that. We can amend the declaration of condominium. Okay, but be clear, the rules are there's no rentals right now. And we're not in a position to even talk about that in this
What do
year.
you think has to be changed?
You have to change your insurance to treat this rental, or does the insurance work for the?
I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm going to assume, based on my limited knowledge of the insurance industry, our insurance is probably gonna go up when we have rentals, because it's more liability.
The renter insurance.
Yeah. I don't know for sure, that's only my assumption. Okay.
If I want to rent a unit, my tenant has to get insurance, that's it, because if they fall and trip, yeah, that policy will cover that. Somebody had mentioned once before, well, we're gonna have more lawsuits. Shit, we got owners in here that sue for grieving and no longer rent it, so it's bullshit. So that's not the liabilities, you know, so.
All right, did you have a question? You wanted to say something?
Just agree for, not you. Even if you would sell.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people won't even sell it, you could still, 6 months most, 3 or 4 months.
Okay, well, listen, that's something, once we get everything, the building into compliance for 2027's agenda, let's talk about it.
So of course,
I don't have an issue.
here, we're gonna bring it up again. Please put it on the, listen, majority of people might say, no, we don't want that, or maybe they want it that way. But my point is, I have a lot of real estate. This will increase value. I'm not talking about heavy traffic, because not everybody's gonna want it, right? And other people are not gonna rent out. People are gonna say, I don't want anybody in my unit. Great. So let's just say it's 10% of the building, 2 buildings. You're talking about 20 units. Maybe it's 30 units. It's not a heavy impact.
I think
Please.
like in all my discussions with the board, I think they're very open to it. I don't think it's
I'm looking at it this way.
Yeah. I think what it is for the board is that right now I have to mute Joey.
we gotta catch up to a certain point.
Yeah.
We could be at peace with
Yeah,
everything else.
we,
I get that.
we're just in a period right now where we have so many overwhelmingly large projects in motion. Like doing a vote on renting and bringing renters into the property right now could potentially like be a
That's
disaster.
insanity. It's insanity.
It's just bad timing, but
Yes.
like in my
Yes.
discussions with the board, they seem very open to doing.
Yes.
What other big issues does the building have, if any, that would need bigger assessment for 2027? Other than the facade stuff, what else?
We have the fines that we just discussed,
Right.
right? We have the fines. And, you know, when we finish all of these assessments, when we finish all of these projects for the 2026 assessment, we could look at it then to see what else needs to be done. But I'm gonna tell you, the majority of everything that needs to be repaired and fixed is, yeah, we're gonna get it done this year, between now and 2027, you know, into 2027. So,
Things they say they don't have confidence in, that nothing done concerning this project. One, this is done.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to change completely.
you're not gonna recognize the place. You guys are gonna be very happy coming home to your community. I mean, we did a lot. We have a lot on our plate.
Thanks to Vera.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Great management company.
So please do me
Great.
a favor, whatever you guys do for the lobby, don't go to Home Depot. This shit. That's all this.
I think.
Yes, anybody else? Go ahead.
No, how many
They will
votes,
vote for that.
how many votes did you get?
Or or there was two things on the agenda, right? There was the beautification, which is, Oh.
99 and 91, yes, total.
So
So
you're.
you have the communities involved.
yeah, it's very difficult to get everybody involved. It's
Yeah.
very, yeah.
273.
What?
Oh, no.
No way. I was gonna say, what? That's everybody. Everybody voted. Wow. Okay, I think like 100 and something, I think. That was all the votes. All the votes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
137.
Around 137. Yeah, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I had all the numbers.
And that was for the beautification, right?
That was for the beautification, correct?
Yeah, and we extended the time to vote to today. That was part of today's meeting. And we still didn't get it passed, which that's irrelevant, but the point is, it's difficult to get everybody to vote, to get everybody to chime in. Yes, we're gonna take, after his, one more question, okay?
There are several unit owners over here. Are there owners that are delinquent with the HOA right now?
Of course, yes,
Let me ask you another question.
yes.
How are we gonna protect, let's say I have to pay $7,000 on the special asset.
Okay.
How am I, my money's gonna be protected if another person is delinquent with that type of money?
It's irrelevant. We're all gonna pay our special assessment.
Yeah.
Whoever doesn't pay, we have collection. How much have we collected? How much money have we collected this year?
Well, what I was gonna tell you is, the delinquency rate in our building is extremely low. We have less than 5% delinquency. That means majority of people pay their HOAs every month, and almost every single person paid the 2025 special assessment. So,
We're in good shape. We're in good shape, but there are people that don't.
and
You know?
to cover your concern, if you look at the breakdown of the special assessment for 2026, the last line item is a 10% contingency. The reason we charge a 10% contingency on all special assessments, it's very standard for property management companies to do that. It's to cover the small amounts of people that may not pay the special assessment. And if we don't do that, you never get 100% of people to pay. You have to be able to pay for all of the projects, and you can't be short. So you charge a 10% contingency on the special assessment to cover that. So nobody really pays, you pay a little extra in the special assessment, but everybody does that in order just to make it safe for the association to be able to pay.
And rest assured, we're aggressively in collecting any delinquent monies, which was not done in the past. We've collected a lot of money this year, a lot of people actually, because you know what, that they weren't being followed up with, right? They're not paying, and then if no one calls you and says you have to pay.
I feel that every time, I feel that we guys are need for the special set to avoid fraud, right? The only thing is myself, I'm gonna put myself in the house. We are two persons working in the house. We have decent, we earn decent, right? $7,000 in 3 months. I estimate myself spending $16,000 on 3 months. I have 2 kids in school and everything, and I think this is my version. I'm not pointing anybody. I think if I little bit like hard for people come out with 7,000 plus their expenses, the school and everything. And why it's gonna be 3 months, like, why don't you 5 months, something like that? I know that everybody wants to start the project, but I think not everybody is gonna be. It's gonna be
Understood. Listen, that's understood. You make a good point. That's why we did it 4 months. We had 1 month where it wasn't due and then spread over 3 payments. We tried to be as mindful as possible to give people the opportunity to pay over time, but not stretch it out 5 or 6 months because we need to get the project started. So we need to collect the money and pay all the deposits and get the work started. So we did the best we could with that. All right, last question.
Same time?
I'm sorry?
So we're gonna start all the projects and everything will be done.
When we get the permits, we're gonna start the project. Get the permits, start the
So
project.
It's nothing done. We don't have any permit right now.
Yes, we just got the parking lot permit, correct? We just got the parking lot permit, but unfortunately, that's the last thing that needs to get done because we're gonna tear the parking lot up for all of the irrigation, the landscaping, the trees. So the last project is going to be the parking lot, but ironically, that's the one permit that we got already. That's finally, but we're aggressively working on the others. I'm hoping we're weeks away from maybe the phase 2 of the lighting. And I mean, we have like 6, 7 projects going on right now. We, not wood, just not wood, not plastic.
I'll get you a rent.
Hopefully next year we have all of these projects wrapped up. Okay? All right. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Good night, yeah.